In the bustling heart of Lagos, inside a popular beachside lounge, known as the Lagoon's Whisper, worked a man named Benny. He was no ordinary bartender. Tall, handsome and silver-tongued, Benny mixed cocktails as skillfully as he mixed lies. Foreigners, especially white women, were drawn to his charisma like moths to a flame. Behind his charming smile, however, lay a cold, calculating con artist. Benny had made a living off sweet-talking rich, lonely foreign women online. His latest target was Amanda Blake, a 37-year-old divorcee from Houston, Texas. Blonde, beautiful, and broken from her recent split, Amanda was everything Benny hunted for. They met on a dating app. Within a month, Benny had woven tales of his African tech startup needing funding, and Amanda, desperate for love and adventure, wired him over $2.3 million. "You're the only one who ever believed in me," Benny would whisper during late-night video calls. "Come to Nigeria, Amanda. I want to show you my world, my culture, my heart." Amanda, naive but hopeful, boarded the plane in February. She had no idea she was flying into her doom. She arrived with 2 suitcases and a heart full of love. Benny met her at the airport, dressed in all white linen, holding roses and flashing that deceptive smile. He took her to a private villa he claimed was his. For 3 days he pampered her, introduced her to fake business partners, and even took her to a traditional welcome ritual at a secluded shrine outside town. But what Amanda didn't know was that Benny wasn't just a scammer. He was also involved with a secret cult that demanded a yearly human sacrifice, preferably foreign, for wealth and power. Amanda was chosen. It was the 7th night of Amanda's visit. Benny told her they were attending a powerful spiritual ceremony to bless their union. She was hesitant, but his words calmed her nerves. At the shrine, draped in red and black, the air was thick with smoke, drums, and chants. Amanda stood confused, heart racing. Then she saw the masked figures approaching with ropes. Her scream echoed into the night. She was never seen again. Benny received his reward from the cult: a luxury apartment, a brand new Range Rover, and promises of greater wealth. He celebrated with champagne, convinced he had won again. What Benny didn't know was that Amanda's friend, Kimberly, had grown suspicious. Amanda had sent her the address of the villa and photos of Benny before flying out. When Amanda stopped responding, Kimberly contacted the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. The FBI, already monitoring African romance scams, picked up the trail. They tracked the bank accounts, flight logs, and IP addresses. It led them straight to the Lagoon's Whisper. On a humid Thursday evening, Benny was behind the bar, serving mojitos, when plainclothes agents entered. In seconds he was tackled to the floor. "You're under arrest for international fraud, conspiracy to commit murder, and human trafficking," one agent barked. Benny laughed. "You can't prove anything." But they could. The trial took place in both Nigerian and international courts. Testimonies from cult members turned informants, forensic banking data, and Amanda's digital trail all piled against him. Benny tried to charm his way out, even lied about being framed. But justice had no patience for sweet-talking killers. He was sentenced to death by hanging in Nigeria. The judge called him a devil in disguise who danced with blood for wealth. As he sat in prison awaiting his fate, Benny finally realized, even the cleverest fox eventually ends up in the hunter's trap. Amanda Blake had lived what many considered a perfect life. A successful interior designer, she owned a chic apartment in Houston, regularly traveled, and had once been married to a respected lawyer. But perfection crumbled when she discovered her husband's betrayal with her closest friend. The divorce was messy. Amanda lost trust in people. Her parents, both dead, left her no siblings to confide in. Her world became quiet and cold. Then came Benny. His messages were warm, witty, and understanding. He complimented her mind, not just her beauty. He listened. Slowly, Amanda opened up again. And when he said he needed help for his business, she didn't hesitate. Kimberly, her childhood friend, had warned her. "Amanda, you barely know this guy. $2 million? Are you serious?" But Amanda silenced her doubts. Love had made her blind. Benny wasn't always a criminal. Born in Ibadan, his father was a struggling mechanic, and his mother a school teacher. But Benny always wanted more. He hated poverty, At university, he studied hospitality, but dropped out after discovering online romance scams. His first victim, a German widow, sent him $500, then $5,000. He learned the game. Eventually, he joined a dark cult in Lagos that promised wealth and immunity if he helped bring in foreign sacrifices. He hesitated at first, but when his father died of illness he couldn't afford to treat, he said yes. Amanda was not his first, but she was the one that would lead to his fall. Back in Houston, Kimberly knew something was wrong. Amanda had stopped responding after day 3. She called the Nigerian villa, but got no answer. She emailed. Nothing. She contacted the U.S. Embassy. At first, the officials treated it like a common case of poor communication, but Kimberly was relentless. She forwarded Amanda's messages, pictures, bank transactions, and even Benny's fake company website. It was enough to alert the FBI, who had been tracking similar scams. Kimberly, shaken but determined, became the catalyst for Amanda's justice. In custody, one of the cult members cracked under pressure. His confession was chilling. They had used Amanda as part of a ritual to gain favor from a deity, known as a Jaokin, a sea spirit believed to grant wealth. Her death, they claimed, brought blessings to the group. The shrine was found. Bones, photos, and trinkets from multiple victims were recovered. The cult's leader was arrested. But Benny, as the one who brought Amanda, was seen as the greatest offender. As the date of his execution neared, Benny grew thin, pale, and distant. Gone was the charming bartender. In his place was a haunted man. He wrote a letter to Amanda's family, filled with apologies, though no one ever read it. He offered to confess everything on camera to warn others. But the law had decided. On a rainy morning, he was led to the gallows. No family visited. No priest. Only the warden, a handful of officials, and the executioner. When asked for his last words, Benny looked up at the cloudy sky and whispered, "Tell Amanda. I was wrong. The lever was pulled. The end."